By Pastor Zach Strong of Christ Church of the Heartland, and then we ask that you all join us in our Pledge of Allegiance. If you all would please stand.
Let us pray. Father, we just bless you and thank you for this awesome day and this awesome season, Lord, that we're in. We thank you for our great city. We thank you for leadership, Lord, that is here to guide and to govern, Lord, so that we all live prosperous, peaceful lives. And I pray tonight, Father, that your grace of wisdom, your grace of blessing will rest upon them. I pray for courage and boldness to make wise and righteous decisions that follows your ways, Lord, so that your blessing will rest upon our community. And I pray a special Thanksgiving blessing upon our community, upon our city, and all of its citizens, Father, that we all will take a moment to give thanks and reflect upon your goodness to us and all the wonderful freedoms that we can enjoy and all of your great blessing that has come from your hand. So God, we give you praise. We give you honor tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. We have no study session today. We do have a number of presentations. I will begin with that. All right, tonight we have one large presentation tonight. We have another graduating class of the City of Cape's Citizen Academy. This is an 8-week commitment where attendees meet once a week, learning about all the different departments and workings of our city government. Weekly discussions involve the annual budget, the city economy, airport, community development, public works, the police and fire departments, park and rec department, and tourism. So it's very comprehensive. The goal of this is to help our community be better informed in how its city works, and to help grow an interest in participation on city boards and the council. Our next Citizen Academy will happen in March, and if you're interested, you can go to the city website and apply there for a spot. But tonight, we want to thank our recent graduates for their interest and commitment. So as I call your name, please come forward, receive your highly coveted certificate, and please remain up here as everyone gets called up, and we will give you all a well-deserved round of applause. Right. First, we have Michelle Latham. We can give individual claps as well. Next, we have Geneva Allen Patterson. Next, we have Ramona Bailey. Come forward. Next is Arlo Ely. Dana Grace. Next is Susan Ward. And last but certainly not least, Deborah Young. All right. Next, we have communications and reports from council.
Well, I'm going to jump in and say my same sentiments that I've said now for several years is please make sure that during the holiday season, you keep the health of yourself and others and foremost of attention. Just driving over here, heard a report about RSV and especially in infants and toddlers. And so please wash your hands, socially distance. If you feel sickly, wear a mask. Do anything just to kind of keep that in the forefront of your mind and the minds of others and keep everybody's health health positive during the holiday season. I just wanted to make one open thank you to our public information officers. If you guys haven't already, please check out the City of Cape Girardeau's Facebook page. There are some really great informational videos about some certain things like our water system that are just really fantastically informational. They do a great job. So thank you, Nicolette and Bennett, and thank you guys for taking the time to showcase some of the city assets out to the community.
And I just like to thank Public Works for all the work they've done on fixing Kenwood Drive. Had some serious problems along there. And I know the residents in that area are very happy to see those improvements. So thanks a lot to Public Works.
Anyone else?
I don't want to steal your thunder, Mayor, but I'll just wait. No, I won't say anything. I'll let you have that. But congratulations to SEMO football. Great win. Would have loved for them to have had a home game, but we'll send our love to them to Montana for that Saturday game. Also, kudos to Stan and Casey, all their work. I know with as dry as it's been, we're seeing these water leaks pop up around town. There was one on Perryville, had some Perry Avenue, I should say. And I drove by in the morning working on it, drove by that evening, and it was done. So send thank you to staff for all their hard work with our water issues that we've been seeing.
Just jump on that train, and also don't want to steal the thunder of the honorable mayor, but just a tip of the cap to the local football teams. And we have an exciting weekend coming up, exciting holiday weekend. Everybody be safe as you're traveling and enjoy your time of thanks with your family and friends.
Anybody else?
I just wanted to add that today is Mabel's 1-year anniversary as an honorary council member.
Oh, nice. Well done, Nico. She's chilling down there. Yep. Nice. Well, I'd just like to extend a warm wishes and a happy Thanksgiving to our whole community. It's a wonderful holiday, and my pastor summed it up very well last Sunday, and just calling it a season of gratitude, and warm wishes to everyone in the community for that. It was referenced several times. I am a football mom at Cape Central High School, and this year we get to have a lot of fun things to cheer about. So we are still playing. We are playing Saturday as well. Cape Central football team is playing at 1 o'clock in the state semifinal game. So there's a big tailgate event before that. If you are finding that you need to get out of the house from, or just bring the whole family to the central tailgate, and then to the football game on Saturday at 1 o'clock at Tiger Stadium. I think this might be the first time Central has ever had a semifinal game at home. It's pretty rare, And if they win this one, we find ourselves in the position of actually playing in the state final.
State championship.
State championship, thank you.
Yeah.
So, big fun community event. Hope everyone can make it. All right, moving on, we have items for discussion. Are there any audience members who are here to appear as advisory board applicants? If so, just come forward and state your name. All right, seeing none. Do we have a Planning and Zoning Commission report? Yes.
Evening, Dr. Haskins, Mayor, and Council. The last Planning and Zoning meeting was held Wednesday, November the 9th. And these were the items on the agenda. First item was a public hearing on the request of BNC Properties LLC to rezone property located at the southwest corner of Lexington Avenue and Big Bend Road from R1, which is single-family suburban residential, to RUMD, Residential Urban Mixed Density District. And the recommendation came with a vote 4 in favor, 2 in opposition, so it was recommended to approve that request. The next item on the agenda was the Rhodes Town Plaza subdivision record plat, and that is at 2146 and 2148 William Street, and the plat combines 2 lots to form 1 new lot, and it was recommended for approval, and all 6 in favor, none in opposition, and that was the official business for the meeting. Anybody have any questions?
The property at Lexington and Big Bend, was there any just discussion within the P and Z board for why there were some dissents?
There were some interested parties, some adjacent property owners that came and spoke about the potential, I guess, comparing it to the, is it called the Legends? Where there maybe is an increase in crime that is perceived. And so some individuals were concerned about the possibility of crime. And then there was another individual who spoke about Big Bend and how it maybe wouldn't be able to handle the increased amount of traffic. Okay?
Cool, thank you.
But the city mentioned to us that in the planning that all of that would be taken into consideration as they go further with taking a look at the project itself. Okay,
Great, thank you.
okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have the consent agenda review. Dr. Haskin.
Mayor, we have one item that we added to the consent review, and that's the design build with Pennzoil Construction. I think that's the agreement that we have. I also believe there's a request to pull that item for further discussion. So at this time, Mayor, I will ask that we remove that item and we will move it to regular agenda.
Great. All right, thank you. Okay, we will now move into regular session and have a roll call to order. Ms. Conrad.
Mayor Kinder,
Here?
Mr. Bliss,
Here.
Mr. Guard,
Here.
Mr. Preston,
Here.
Miss Randall,
Here.
Mr. Thomas,
Here.
Miss Truxell.
Thank you. Council, we have an agenda before us. Is there a motion to approve the agenda with Bill 22-178 removed from the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you. Mr. Bliss, any discussion? All in favor, then please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, the agenda is approved. We have no public hearings tonight. Mr. Young, would you read the consent agenda, please?
Bill 22-172, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of special tax bills for various properties for the demolition of dangerous buildings located in the city and county of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Bill 22-172, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of special tax bills for various properties for the demolition of dangerous buildings located in the city and county of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Bill 22-173, an ordinance amending Chapter 30 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri by changing the zoning of property located at 39 and 45 North Broadview Street in the City and County of Cape Girardeau, Missouri from M2 to M1. Bill 22-173, an ordinance amending Chapter 30 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri by changing the zoning of property located at 35 and 45 North Broadview Street in the City and County of Cape Girardeau, Missouri from M2 to M1. Bill 22-174, an ordinance vacating the city's interest in certain public utility easements in the Cape West Crossing subdivision in the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Bill 22-174, an ordinance vacating the city's interest in certain public utility easements in the Cape West Crossing subdivision in the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Bill 22-175, an ordinance accepting a permanent water line easement for property located at 49 Airport Road. Bill 22-175, an ordinance accepting a permanent water line easement for property located at 49 Airport Road. Bill 22-176, an ordinance accepting a permanent utility easement from Cross Trails Medical Center for property located at 2430 Golden Street in the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Bill 22-176, an ordinance accepting a permanent utility easement from Cross Trails Medical Center for property located at 2430 Golden Street in the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
All right, thank you. Council, we have a consent agenda before us. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor then, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that agenda is approved. We have one item removed from the consent agenda, that is Bill 22-178, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a design-build agreement with Penzel Construction Company Incorporated for the purpose of renovating Central Municipal Pool in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All right, thank you. Discussion.
Mayor, we have Doug Gannon back in the back. He's going to
Great.
come forth and give us a description of the concept of the project itself and maybe additional questions that the council may proceed.
Wonderful. I did have a few questions, and I think some points that would be good for the public to hear. Doug, would you mind giving a brief synopsis of how we've gotten here, and particularly the agreement between the city and the school district? I think that's,
Yes, ma'am. So this process started with a RFQ in July, which those proposals were due in September. We received 5 proposals on the project. We assembled a team of 6 individuals, 3 of our staff, 1 of our park board members, 1 person from the public school district, and a person from engineering. So the 5 individuals on that committee reviewed the 6 the 5 proposals, and we shortlisted them down to 2 contractors. And we brought those 2 contractors in for presentations. After the presentations, we scored both contractors according to the detail, the specifics about the project. The unanimous choice was Penzel Construction to do the project. So our relationship with the school district is, and I've had a lot of inquiries from the media this week about our relationship with the school district as it pertains to Jefferson Pool and Central Pool. So we are going to be an operating partner in both facilities. The Jefferson facility was constructed by the school district. It was their dollars that actually constructed that. Central Pool renovation was a project that was planned all along as one of our PRS projects that was slated whenever the tax passed in 2018. So we're just now getting this thing up and running. So we will pay for that out of our PRS tax. So we're taking the lead on the central renovation. School's taking the lead on Jefferson Pool. We'll be the operating partner with Jefferson. We'll also be the operating partner with Central, but we'll be in charge of the construction. It'll be PRS dollars that are actually paying for that construction. So what questions can I answer?
So I had a question. So what is the cost of the Central Municipal Pool?
It's $6 million.
Okay.
And the contractor that we have chosen for recommendation did give us a confident response that they could fulfill the obligations of the project for the $6 million budget. And they indicated they could have the project complete in the fall of 2023. Where the competitor, the other contractor we heard from, their proposal was 6 months longer. So that was pretty significant to us is that timeframe that we were given by Penzel.
And then I had one other question. What about the design? Is the design work still to be done as to exactly what it's going to look like?
Yes, sir, it is. So with the design build, we chose our contractor. They gave us some options as far as, actually, they drilled down pretty tightly on what they will be using in the project. They proposed to use a pre-engineered metal building similar to that at the Sportsplex. And they gave us specifics about equipment they're going to use inside the structure. So the major components are in place. As far as when we get into the design phase, we may have to value engineer some items out, or we may actually have an opportunity to add some items in based on the actual cost of the project. But they gave us a schedule of values based on a $6 million budget, and they gave us specific things that they would be completing as part of that budget.
I had a general question. Looking at the project schedule, I didn't see an item of contingencies listed. is that built in, to the item, the different items listed? Or, I guess, especially when in the project understanding, it's the question of the underlying cement slab, hopefully not, but possibly having some damage, and that, that not being included in the original scope of work.
They did
Contingencies
include a contingency in the project.
There is, okay.
There is, yeah, and Mayor Kinder, they actually had listed some ad alternates that we could possibly put into the project
Okay.
after we get it going. We had an audit done of the pool basin itself. This is before I came on board, but it was done by Councilman Hunsaker, and it was a pretty lengthy audit. And
that.
they indicated that the slab of the pool was intact and was going to be reusable. So the worst case scenario, we may find, worst case scenario, we'd find a couple of voids under the slab itself, which means we could just drill and mud jack and fill those voids. But there was no cracks visible, so the pool walls will be replaced. The big thing is the supports behind the pool walls have rusted away, causing the pools to break loose from that support. And if you go over there, you can actually see the pool walls bowing. So we will actually take out the deck, take out the walls, put new support in, put new pool walls in, and then backfill that. And then those walls will actually come straight down into the pool basin itself. So, and they will put a new main drain in. So we feel really confident that that's going to go as planned. And if we get into it and we find some issues we have to address, then we'll just, again, we'll get together with the team and we'll do some value engineering. And we're really confident that this project's going to come together really nicely for the budget.
That's great to hear. If there are project overruns or, as sometimes pop up in any construction project, are there, well, you said there are contingencies built into this plan, but even in the general PRS2, I guess my question is, and I think, some of the public are concerned, like, okay, if the numbers come in higher, how do we react to that? How do we?
We've got some contingency dollars built in there that we know we can kind of tap into. And the good thing is that this is a 15-year tax. And we've got the projects planned for 15 years, and we can make adjustments as we go.
Right.
So if we get into it and we have an overage at some point in time, we can always adjust that with projects that we have coming, future projects that we have coming.
Right.
So we're really confident that we're going to be able to get these projects done. And we really don't know how the tax is performing either. So, that's something that we ask of our finance director is where exactly do we stand with as this money's coming in? Do we have some excess that we can use to do some extra things that the public will appreciate? And at the same time, we can also pull some things back if we get into a situation where we need to. We've left ourselves a lot of flexibility to do that value engineering.
Great.
And still deliver the core of what we said we were going to deliver. It's going to kind of be a little bit of an ebb and flow, so to speak.
It will always be a 50-meter pool, right?
Yes, yeah,
Right.
yeah. The pool's not going to change. It's
Okay.
going to be 50 meters. It'll be really nice. It's going to have the pre-engineered building. It'll have new HVAC. It'll have new filter system. It'll have new chemical delivery system. And they've given us schematics on every component of the project and just really drilled down deep and showed us exactly what this thing's going to look like. So it's going to be something the community is going to be proud of.
I was quite pleased to see that it was kind of ventured away from what was originally proposed with the sprung structure. And so I commend you for that, and I think it's going to end up being a better deal for us and a better value for us as well. A question I had is, and you may not know off the top of your head, is the square footage of the proposed building, the existing square footage of the concrete around the pool right now, or is it growing or shrinking?
It's going to be the same footprint.
Okay.
What's going to be unique about this, though, is that the bubble, I've answered a lot of questions about the bubble this week, but the bubble actually went at a 45-degree angle. So as you were trying to put in spectator seating, you were real limited. So if you're familiar with the way that pool's laid out, on it would be the north side of the pool deck where all the ventilation equipment is now. That's going to be all open deck space. So that building's going to be vertical walls, though. So we're going to have an opportunity to put in several tier bleacher systems on that side for spectator seating. So the deck space isn't actually growing, but our space is going to grow just from the nature of the structure and having the vertical walls versus because if you guys were inside the bubble, I mean, it was literally a 45-degree angle as it went up towards the top. So it really limited the ability to put bleacher seating and things in there.
And there's going to be overhead doors to allow kind of airflow when the weather is appropriate or whatnot?
There is, yeah, they're proposing 4 overhead doors. Now, we had a discussion about that, Councilman, and we're not, the way this HVAC system will work is it's a dehumidification system, and it's very sophisticated, and it's going to work. Actually, these things kind of heat and cool and dehumidify at the same time. So we won't be able to open up the doors per se for extended periods of time because that'll throw the system out of whack. So this thing is really going to work on dehumidification as well, which is going to be important to our air quality. So if suitable, during a large swim meet and we want to open the doors for just a short period of time, we'll be able to do that. But the building won't be designed to keep the doors open for extended periods of time, just from the nature of the HVAC system in it.
Doug, thank you for your leadership on this. This has been a long time coming. I think it was 2015 or 2016 where Julia Jones opened a hatch over at Central Pool and pointed at the pump system and said, "We can't get parts for this." And so this is going to be something that I think the city of Cape Girardeau is going to be proud of. So thank you.
My comment, Doug, this was before you were here. These pool projects, and especially how we got here, was way more controversial than I ever would have thought. But I want to remind everyone in our community is that when we first went to the voters for PRS2, it was that we would either find a partner to build what the community wanted, or we would use those funds to fix what we've got, which is ultimately where we're at to this day, is fixing what we've got and remaining fiscally responsible instead of putting more and more money into building something that the return on investment wouldn't be there for our community. So I'm proud that we are here. This is the best with the money that we've got that we'll do, and I know that staff, I know you and your staff will work very hard to engineer those savings and those expansions the best way you can. So, thank you, Doug.
And I just want to add that having this pool is important for a lot of the competitive swim teams. And so there's quite a number of people involved in those programs, and I think they'll be happy when that's all done.
Excellent. Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, well, we have Bill 22-178 before us. Hearing no more discussion, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? That bill passes. We have 2 new ordinances tonight. And as always, we'll have staff members comment on those. If there is anyone from the audience who wishes to comment on the particular ordinance, you may do so at that time as well. Please come to the podium and state your name, and you would have 3 minutes to do that. First is Bill 22-177, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute an amendment and partial release of a license and indemnity agreement with CWC Hospitality, LLC, for Cape West Crossings in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. First reading. Ms. Brunke.
Good evening. So if you recall, item 4 on tonight's agenda vacated the city's interest in the public utility easements in this same area. So when staff was going through everything, we noticed that there was also a license and indemnity agreement for part of the area where we had released these easements. So in order to free up the property, if you will, the LNI is no longer needed. It's for I think a private drive constructed in 1977, something, it was a long time ago. So that's obviously not needed anymore. So to free that up, we need to release the LNI as well. Okay.
Is there anyone from the audience who wishes to comment? All right. Seeing none then, is there a motion to approve Bill number 22-177?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Guard, Mr. Preston, discussion. Any comments from council? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor of Bill 22-177, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Bill number 22-179, an ordinance appropriating monies for payment of employee compensation for services to be rendered during the remainder of the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023, in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Dr. Haskin.
Mayor, Council, city employees continue to work hard and provide essential services for the citizens of this city. We're asking that you consider a one-time award retention payment to these employees in the amount of $1,000.
All right. Is there anyone from the audience who wishes to comment? All right, seeing none, then, council, is there a motion to approve Bill 20? Okay. Not sure who that was. All right, discussion.
After watching the city Public Works Department deal with that massive water main break in Ward 1, this is well-deserved. We have wonderful city departments. We've got wonderful city staff, and absolutely, I would love to see anybody rewarded, especially at year's end, for a job well done.
I just also want to say, I work in the city, I volunteer in the city, and no matter what, I always see great employees with great attitudes and willingness to go beyond the extra mile. There's not too many entities that I've witnessed that, and I've been in Cape 20-some years, and I'm involved in a lot of capacities. I appreciate Dr. Haskin and taking the charge and knowing that your hard work and efforts are not going unnoticed. I wish my job give me 1,000. I hope they listen to this. So we appreciate all that you do, and please continue to work and know that you are valued, and we're glad you are keeping us safe, and that's important. So thank you.
I also wanted to just say that I hope that our employees see that this council and your leadership and the city support you, and we appreciate you, and there's no better way to do that, in my opinion, right here for the holiday season. There are families that are in need that work here in our city. That this will go a long way for them for the holiday season. So thank you, Dr. Haskin.
While I agree with everyone that everybody said, I had one question, and that was, in our packet that we've got, the balances that were presented, were that the total of fund balance in each of the funds? And is that the total amount, is the total amount just over 500,000 that will cost?
That's correct.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Yeah, I was going to ask you to, if you had a word or two, just to explain generally where the money for this is coming from. But yeah, Robbie just said it, but no, it's okay. If you want to sum it up, Dr. Haskin, just as a.
Well, just a quick note. I mean, yeah, these are fund balances that we've carried all year, and a lot of those reserves are there from a lot of salary savings that we've had over the past couple of years. So again, it's salary savings that are going back into salaries.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right, hearing none. All of those in favor then of Bill 22-179, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. We have 3 appointments to make tonight. We had 1 appointment to make to the Liquor License Review Board, and Brandon Cooper has been selected by the council to fill that spot. Is there a motion to approve Brandon Cooper?
So moved.
Thank you. Bill, Robbie, any discussion? All those in favor then of selecting Brandon Cooper for the appointment to the Liquor License Review Board, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? That motion carries. We had 1 spot and 1 applicant to the River Campus Board of Managers. That is Danielle Poinier. Is there a motion to approve Ms. Poinier for that spot?
So moved.
Thank you. A second? Second. Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, she is in. And then we had 1 appointment to make to the Show Me Center Board of Managers. We have always elected to put our city manager in that spot. Is there a motion to approve seeing Dr. Haskin? Okay, is there a second? Second. All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That then carries. All right, that is it for our appointments then. Under other business, we had 2 citizens sign up to speak tonight under other business for issues regarding items not listed on the agenda. As always, you will have 3 minutes to speak. This is also not a time where the council will respond or interact, but we are hearing from you, the citizens. So if there's any follow-up that speaker might like, please let Ms. Conrad over there know, and she will let me or the council know. First, we had Cynthia Durgan sign up. Is Cynthia here?
No, she's not.
She's not here. Okay. And then secondly, Martha Hamilton. If you would you like to come forward?
Thank you. I am Martha Hamilton, and I have been a library supporter and patron all my life. That being said, I was disgusted and appalled at some of the graphically sexual material in a designated area for youth ages 12 to 18. I consider this material pornographic and should not be available to children in a public tax-funded facility. If the majority of citizens in our area want these books and similar material to remain in the library, these books should be behind the desk where only adults can access with a proof of ID. In my opinion, these books are harmful to children and a violation of various Missouri statutes. As a sister of Elizabeth Ann Gill, kidnapped from Cape Girardeau in 1965, I volunteer for families of missing and exploited children and have hands-on in-person training in this field, and including but not limited to the sexualization and grooming of children. The training was done for Amber Alerts and other agencies by nationally recognized experts in the field. Topics included how to recognize trafficked kids and information on the process of grooming. I have provided peer support for parents whose children were sex trafficked. These books in our Cape Girardeau Public Library are a step into acceptance of any and all sexual behavior and one of the first steps of grooming and sexualization of children. I encourage you to take action now. Although the Library Board of Directors tell me that they have no authority over the collection and materials purchased with our tax dollars, they certainly have some control over the employees they hire. I filed complaints on 3 books with the library administration. Their response stated that these books meet their criteria as they were reviewed by professionals and have received starred reviews. I personally do not care what these professionals in New York or other areas have to say about these and other youth-targeted sexual materials in our library. As I have stated, I do not believe the majority in our community approve of these books being available for children in a tax-funded public library or school. The legal definition of pornography includes community standards as determining what is pornographic. I, along with many others in this room and the majority in our area, after seeing the graphic pictures with detailed instructions on various sex acts, would definitely agree that these books are pornographic. I call upon you to present a resolution condemning these books along with other similar materials available to children in our public library. You have appointed the members of the library board, therefore you hold some accountability for their actions, including the hiring and supervision of the library administrator. Please do what your constituents need to protect our children in the community. Since I have delivered a copy of the pictures and printed text from the books, I hope you will also fill out your own complaint with the library administration and copy to all members of the Cape Girardeau Library Board of Directors. Thank you for listening and reviewing the documents I left for you at the last meeting. I have approximately 50 people that have signed after one fast meeting that are members, citizens in the Cape Girardeau area, and I could get hundreds and probably thousands. I hope that's not necessary, and I hope you do what is right for our kids.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. If you have
And I have forms here if anyone would like a form, and I also have the signatures from the other 50 if you want to sign on to them. Thanks.
That is it regarding our business tonight.
Point,
Oh, what were you gonna?
point of inquiry, Mayor? We have a special group here
That's what I was
tonight.
gonna do. I was gonna, yeah.
Please, but I didn't, I was not aware of, please,
Would you all, would one of you like to introduce and what scout troop and?
I'm Alex Leiswanger, and
sir, would you mind coming up to the,
I'm Alex Leiswanger, and I've been the den leader for our Arrow of Lights with Pac 20 for the last, ever since they've been in first grade. We have a core group that's been here pretty much all the time, and they are working on their Building a Better World adventure, which is the Cub Scout equivalent of a merit badge. So that's why we're here. And
you guys had to come to a city council meeting to hear,
But,
wow.
well, one of our scouts, his dad is right over there.
Yes,
The city
exactly.
attorney. So he said, well, why don't you come to a council meeting and we'll talk about it afterwards and see how it goes.
So can we have each of them stand up and introduce themselves real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah, please. Do they need to come up here?
No, where you
You
at?
can do it from
They
there.
can
Stand up and introduce
come up in
yourself.
front of the, come
Come up here so they can see you.
line up. We don't often get a scout
I know.
troop in here, so. Just line up in front, like,
There you go.
get organized, fellas. You know how to do this. Here. Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like me to introduce you all or you want to say?
Oh, you guys can say it.
Hello, I am Zendry Young, Mr. Greg's son.
Oh.
Like scouts.
Awesome.
All right, awesome.
Good job.
Oh, okay, and then, all right.
I am Ben Madison, and I am our group leader.
Awesome, very nice.
Hi, my name is Aiden Eiswanger, and I like Mr. Beast.
Oh, you don't want to? Okay. This is Dominic Wilson. He's been a member since first grade, so.
Awesome.
Awesome.
He
Perfect.
doesn't want to say it out loud.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Huh.
Hello, I'm SJ Anders, and I'm second in charge.
Huh.
Yeah.
Duly noted, sir. Got it. Somebody's gunning for somebody. Yeah.
This is Colin McCullough. He's a new arrival, so.
All right. I get it. I feel that way. Uh-huh. All right.
Thank you all
Guys,
for
thanks-
coming.
Yeah, thanks for being
For
here. We
recognition,
appreciate it. Yeah.
They will, I believe, at least I think all of them are going to be crossing over into full Boy Scout BSA here in February when we do our crossover event. So
All right.
I think that's what they're doing.
Awesome
That's
work.
awesome.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
being
guys.
here. Appreciate
wanted-
it.
Yeah, great for you guys to show up. It's always good to show the interest at this young age and not always or ever the most interesting thing to be a part of. But this was exciting in that we did discuss the pool that all of you guys very well will be swimming in very soon, once it's completed. The whole reason why there is not a bubble this year, everybody knows the bubble pool, and what is going to be there in place of it in the coming year. So you can go back and say that you were there for that meeting when it was decided how it was going to be constructed.
That's absolutely
So,
right.
yeah, stuff happens here. It's not just all boring stuff. So, thank you guys for showing up.
All right.
I would make
Is there
a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
All right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you all for attending tonight.